Hey y'all, I'm going to talk about settling down. What did Paul say about marriage? There's actually only one chapter in the whole Bible that's exclusively about marriage. It's in 1 Corinthians. I can't think of the chapter, but anyways, he says, because there is so much lust, basically, each man should have his own wife, and each wife should have her own husband. You should not deny each other your conjugal rights, which is intimacy. You know what's interesting about that passage, though, is he doesn't say anything about cheating, but we all know one of the 10 Commandments is thou shalt not commit adultery. And it's like a quote that I just totally love now. The one who chases 2 rabbits catches neither. Men, if you're trying to chase 2 women, you're going to end up with neither. Women, if you're trying to chase 2 men or multiple men, you're going to end up with none. It's important to settle down at some point. I was really lucky. All my exes, I was their one and only. They never cheated on me. There was no adultery, no cheating of any kind. Except my ex-husband cheated on me with porn, which I feel like that was cheating, but everybody has their own opinion on that and their own view on that. Is porn cheating? Kind of. Yeah, it depends on the views of the man and the woman. Like, some couples have like an open marriage where they literally both don't care they don't care what each other does as long as they're both free, and that makes sense to me. Like, if you're a woman and your man's looking at porn, I say you have every right to look at porn too if you want to. Is it a sin? I don't know. I feel like it's on the fence. I feel like looking at porn is on the fence. Like, is it officially adultery? You're not touching anyone, but you are seeing other naked people, but you're not touching anyone. Is it adultery? I don't know. I feel like it's on the fence. It could go either way. If your mate feels like it's cheating, then you probably shouldn't do it. But if they don't really care, then whatever. But I feel like the rules should be the same for both the man and the woman. If the man's looking at it, the woman should be able to. If the woman's looking at it, the man should be able to, without anybody getting upset about it or having hurt feelings over it. And then, obviously there's situations like that with adultery. But is it really adultery? Like, there's some couples where they're just friends and they have an open marriage. Which, ironically, and this is interesting to think of, maybe that's what heaven will be like, because the Bible literally says there will be no marriage in heaven. So does that mean that everybody's just like married to everybody? It's just like a free-for-all, like free love, I guess. I guess we'll all find out when we get there. There's no marriage in heaven. I always assumed my whole life that means there's no sex in heaven, but I feel like God's telling me there is. So basically heaven, and we all got to get used to this, I guess, that everybody has an open relationship with everybody else. And it's not considered cheating, it's not considered adultery, it's not considered fornicating, it's just having fun. Is there pregnancy in heaven? Yes, I think there is, which that's why God created rules for the earth, because, a man wants to know that he's the father. Like, I know for sure my ex is the father of my son. I was completely faithful to him for 2.5 years. I only was intimate with him. So what's that going to look like in heaven? If a man knocks up a woman and then there's like multiple male partners, no one's really going to know who the dad is, but who cares? Because I guess in heaven everybody takes care of everybody. Everybody loves everybody. It's free love. I guess it's just like the 60s hippie era where everybody loves everybody and there's no rules or restrictions. Although I was kind of talking to God about this last night, and I was like, I think there definitely should be like a 10 Commandments of heaven, because I'm very rules-based. So I said, here's what I think the 10 Commandments of heaven should be. In my opinion, I think there should be no gayness, because that's just awkward. There's plenty of people of the opposite sex for you to be intimate with. Why does anybody need to be intimate with someone of the same gender? Just pick someone of the opposite gender. It's not that hard. If you're a woman, there's plenty of guys. If you're a guy, there's plenty of women. So I recommended to God that there's no gayness in heaven. So we'll see. Which I had already prayed about. I was like, how about there's like a gay heaven and a straight heaven? I asked God about that like a few weeks ago. Because I don't want to be around gayness. No, thank you. Don't want to see it. I will never be gay. Not in a million years. Not in a million years would I ever. I never. Ever, ever, ever. I like men too much. And I don't like women. So, anyways, I think there should be no gayness. I literally had like 10 commandments for heaven. I can't think of them all right now, but you guys can come up with your own list. When you get to heaven, what do you want the rules to be? There's got to be rules. Everybody needs rules, you know, or else it's just anarchy and chaos and mass mayhem. Apparently there is killing in heaven. Yeah, what happens when you die in heaven? I think your soul just gets deleted. Or maybe you can come back to life, just like in a video game, where you keep dying and coming back to life. I guess, yeah, it depends on God will probably say it depends on the situation. Like, if you deserve for someone to kill you in heaven, then maybe your soul will just be deleted, which is something that I've also been discussing with God. Why does there have to be a hell? Why can't it just be... Because I've always been bothered by the concept of hell. I'm like, God, why can't the really, really good people like me, who want to save everybody and trying to share the gospel, I was like, why can't people like me go to heaven, and then everybody else, they just die and their souls get deleted? Meaning it's like they never existed. Which is kind of sad to think of. But that's better than hell, right? I think. So, for any of you that are scared of going to hell, I'm trying to work something out for you. I'm trying to work it out that God will just delete your soul. And that's something that apparently they hadn't really considered before. But I think it's a good idea. Anyways, what other rules should there be in heaven? I think that should be the number one rule. No gayness. I also said, like, no orgies. I think orgies are condemned in the Bible. I feel like if they're condemned in the Bible, they should be condemned in heaven. Because, no thank you, I'm not interested. No thank you. I think that would just be way too overwhelming and confusing. Trying to be in an orgy in heaven? No. Not doing it. Or threesomes. I think threesomes are a bad idea. Anyway, so yeah, I'm sure that you all have wondered about that. Is there sex in heaven? And this is something that I swear everybody who like gets into sin or like sells their soul to Satan, whatever, Satan tells them that there's orgies in hell, but there's no sex in heaven. I think it's the opposite. There's orgies in heaven, but I don't think there should be. And there's no sex in hell. Your body's on fire like 24/7 and you're tortured and whipped by demons. Anyways, but y'all can pray for that with me, that, you know, that all the bad people, because who is really bad? I think everybody is like half good, half bad. Some people are like 80% good. Some people are 80% bad. So do those 80% bad people deserve hell if they're still 20% good? You know? I don't know. I feel like people who are 80% bad, their soul should just be deleted. I don't believe there's anyone really that's 100% bad. So that would be tricky for God to judge that. Anyways, in regards to yourself, try as hard as you can to be 100% good so you can get to heaven. And just know that it will be fun, and there is sex in heaven, and you will enjoy heaven. And don't be thinking, oh, it's going to be so boring, we're just going to sit around and sing all the time. No, it'll be fun. Get excited about heaven. I think the rapture is just around the corner. I've also been praying for that the rapture will be soon, maybe even today. And anyway, but for those of you who don't get raptured, try and be good, because ultimately it benefits you. If you're good to others, they'll be good to you, which is karma, which is, the Bible calls it, you will reap what you sow. So be good. Okay? God loves you. God bless. Bye.